Hello everyone, it's BellaDovah and today we're going to be taking a look at all of the brand new mods released for The Sims 2 in these past 2 months, so that is May and June of 2024. As always, all of the links to the mods we're going to cover today will be on a post on my website and the link to that will be in the video description. And let's get right into it. We're starting on Neighbourhood View today because there have been some more Plumbbob default replacements to have a look at, but this first one is unique in that it also replaces the Plumbbobs in Neighbourhood View as well. So I just wanted to show you those first before we dive in. And that is the Modern Plumbbobs by the Simbin or Sindel. So let's see what they look like in a household. Who else but the Goths to be my first test subjects, and here's what the Plumbbobs look like above the Sims' heads. And I think they're quite modern and clean, as the title suggests. I think they're pretty nice. Again, not sure if I could be swayed away from my prettier Plumbbobs default, but I do like how it affects the ones in Neighbourhood View. I've not seen that before in a Plumbbob replacer. But not only that, it also actually replaces the day Plumbbob as well, so it makes it smaller and grey, and also the employee Plumbbob as well to like a hexagon. So yeah, I think that is a very nice option. But there has been 2 other Plumbbob replacements released recently, so let's check those out as well. Next we have the Heart default replacement by Jackie93. And yeah, it changes the Plumbbbobs to be hearts. I love how the Platinum one is like a rainbow one. And the mood ones look like they're like a gradient of pink, so let's try get Cassandra in a really good mood. So yeah, that's quite a vibrant pink, and Alex is kind of a yellowy. So that's a little bit more subtle. I think with this one you would be relying on those backgrounds here rather than the Plumbbobs to identify their, mood or aspiration. To be honest, this isn't my style at all, but I imagine if you're going for a very kawaii kind of look and have the pink UI, that kind of thing, it could look really cute. But yeah, very unique. Very cute. But Jackie93 has released another Plumbbob default replacement, so let's check that out as well. And now this is Jackie93 Sims' other Plumbbob default replacement. This is much more me. It's very pretty actually. I think both this one and the modern default replacement are great options for anybody's game. I really quite like these ones actually, so we'll stick with these for the rest of the video and let's move on. Next, let's take a look at some door adjusters by EpiSims, and these are tiles that you can place in front of doors that changes the logic. So we've got one that just makes it stay open all the time if you put it in front of a door, one that will make sure they always close it behind themselves. One is weather-based, so if it's a nice warm day, the door will stay open, but if not, it will close. And this one is to mark it as not in use. So let's try out the weather-based one and have someone go through, and it might not be a warm enough day, but let's see. Let's have someone go through it. It automatically goes invisible in live mode, which is lovely, but it does have invisible recolors if you don't want to see it in build mode either. So yeah, it must be a nice, oh no, never mind. It is not a warm enough day, I assume, so the door has closed behind him. So let's try the stay open one and have him come back through. There we go, it's now staying open. So while this is actually a little bit tight, you can imagine on some like backdoor setups, it might look nice in the summer to have the door open, let some air in. You can also use it for double doors to determine which side to use or not use. So you can have the not in use on one side and the and well, I guess no adjuster on the other side would also work, but let's just do the close behind one just in case and have Mortimer come through with this. Oh. Yeah, so he would never use the other side of the door, only ever this one. And with this close behind, it's so it doesn't matter if, you know, there's a sim blocking it, it's still gonna close no matter what. So they are just some handy logic adjusters for doors. And there's also some great, you know, placement tips on the mod page. So for example, if a door is centered, you just want to place the adjuster on the opposite side of the door handle. If it's diagonal, you put it like diagonally in it. If it's a sliding door, you're going to want to use the do not use on the, you know, sliding part that doesn't open. And it even works for even bigger sliding doors. You just have the do not in use on the furthest side. So yeah, a lot of flexibility there could really come in handy for various scenarios. For our next mod, I've given everyone some colour trait preferences. So Mortimer likes red but doesn't like yellow, Cassandra likes black but doesn't like pink, and Alexander likes black and grey but doesn't like orange. Because Pick and Mix has added a new social interaction where you can ask Sims about what their favourite colour is. So let's have Mortimer ask his son what his favourite colour is. So it's just under the ask menu and see how he responds. So he said my favourite colour is black and I also like grey. So let's see if Alex can ask Mortimer back. He just says his favourite colour is red. So it looks like with the disliked colours, I don't actually use those. Usually I use the favourite colours but not the disliked colours because I haven't really found a use for them. But it looks like with this interaction mod, they only really talk about their disliked colour if they don't have a favourite colour. So let's get rid of Mortimer's preference for red and ask him again. And now he'll say, I don't have a favourite colour, but I really dislike yellow. So that's just a cool little way of, you know, bringing those traits to life so Sims can discuss them. Yeah, cute. Next, we have a pack of custom memories that you add manually. So if I grab this Situationship memories adjuster from a buy mode, it's a very pretty bouquet of roses. I can now give Sims some memories. So here are all the options: getting engaged to a rich sim, rejecting a sim for engagement or go steady, leaving a sim at the altar. It kind of integrates some other mods. So the Ask to Leave Partner mod has some memories for it, several actually. Amicably Ended Romance for the Friendly Breakup mods, ending an affair, confess to cheating, or the other sim confess to cheating. So let's say Cassandra remembers Don confessing to cheating, and now she has a memory that Don confessed to cheating on her. I don't actually have the confess to cheating mod in, so I can't actually make him do it. This is more about storytelling, so you can add it manually, but the author has said they're working on a automatically applied version, which I'm really looking forward to, because as I said in the last one when we were looking at the memory bonanza, I do much prefer it when memories just get automatically added and I don't have to manage it like this. But you can really see how you can create some really nice stories with this. Let's make Don selectable, and maybe he can remember leaving Cassandra at the altar. There we go. He left Cassandra at the altar. Let's see, what else could he have done? Maybe he rejected they have to be on the lot, but you know, you could say he rejected Dina or Kaylin. They ended an affair with someone else. So yeah, you can make maybe Cassandra can remember asking Don to leave his other partner, but he didn't. Let's see what that one looks like. Yeah, Don refused to leave partner. Thought what we had was special. I feel so used. So yeah, so these are some really great memories. I'll just bring up the page so you can see what they all look like. So this is getting engaged to a rich sim, leaving the altar, rejecting ghost and engagements, the leaving partner ones, the ending in fair, amicable breakup, confessing to cheating. Excellent. I really cannot wait for an automatic version because I use all of the mods that this is kind of, you know, supporting stories for. But even without those, you know, you can create your own stories with them. Next, we've got another adjuster object mod, and that is the vacation benefit applier. So you can use this to apply vacation benefits without actually having, you know, just a return from vacation. You might have a storytelling reason why they would get that kind of benefit completely separate to anything to do with vacation, because really a lot of them aren't really related to vacations anyway. So you might just you know, something's happened, that they might have that je ne sais quoi, and various things like that. So let's give Cassandra this one. If Dawn would stop serenading her. Let me change the time so we can see what we're doing. There we go. Now we can see that Cassandra has that je ne sais quoi. We can maybe say that Alex is carefree. I think that's the extra trait slot. Yep, there we go. Alex is getting an extra trait slot for 48 hours. We can also add the penalties, which happens when they've had a bad vacation. So let's make note of my cranky. And there we go. Personality is shifted 3 points towards Grouchy for 48 hours. So there we go. How cool is that? It would be very helpful if for any reason like a bug happened and you didn't get to choose those vacation memories. Can't say that's ever happened to me. But at least you've got a backup option there. But yeah, like I said, if you've just come up with any kind of storytelling reason why you can also remove them once you have manually applied them, which is cool. But yeah, you might have a reason for wanting them to have those benefits for a while. So thank you, Epi, for that one. We also have another mod by Epi, which this time is an edit of another mod, and that is the Look at Me Now mod, which Epi has made last longer. So now if I make Cassandra look at player. Okay, she seems to be refusing to. Maybe you have to be kind of like face on. So let's try. Yeah, so now Martin was looking at me. And it will last a bit longer. His face gets directed up. It's still not very long, but apparently it is a fair bit longer than it was. So it just gives you that chance to like pause in a angle to take the screenshot or wherever you're trying to make them look at you. So it lasts about 20 seconds now. For our next mod, I'm having Alex take a quick shower. Let me just pause there and let's address this other mod. As we can see, we now have a pop-up that we have a visitor, which is the annoying garden club lady. But yeah, I had this mod like months ago because it was on Mod The Sims and then it went missing for a bit, but it's back on as a new mod on Tumblr. So I guess the mod author has made quite a few mods we're going to be looking at today on a Tumblr post instead of Mod The Sims. So yeah, now whenever someone comes to the house, you will get this pop-up notification alerting you that you do actually have a visitor, so you're less likely to actually miss those. But anyway, back to the other mod. Where we'll see when Alex finishes his shower, hopefully. Go away, Garden Club. We now have an edit of Epi's towel mod Lite, which includes towels for children by Simstralia. So they have added the support for children wearing towels as well. So it just makes it so that after every shower of every sim, they will change into a towel. With Epi's original, children would use bathrobes instead, which is fair enough. But this mod just takes it a step further and adds towel support for children. For our next mod, I have just used the Unlock Career Rewards cheat so I can grab a Cowplant for Mortimer. If you'd like to learn more about cheats, check out my previous video where I cover all of the cheats I ever use for The Sims 2, as well as my user startup cheat file. But this is the Cowplant mod by Epi, and it adds more ways to interact with a cowplant. So we can now give them a name and also change the colour this way, a bit like you can with pets. So we'll change it to brown and let's name her Daisy. And then the interactions will change, and these are two new ones. We can talk and tease them. So let's talk to them, and I think this builds... some nature enthusiasm and the social need. Yeah. Oh, and he really likes nature, so that's nice. You can also tease them. So what that does is it makes the cowplant get hungry faster, and it also increases the fun need a little bit for mean sims. The recolors are actually a separate mod that requires this mod, which are by Pineapple Forest. Another cool thing you can do with that is actually make them have a potless recolor. And then in the pets section, there's now this stump you can use. I guess you have to put move objects on. Oh, there we go. You just have to line it up on the square behind them, and then that will fill in the gap. So now you can just have roots instead of a pot. The texture is also really nice, so that's thanks to Pineapple Forest. Additionally, by Epi is also a custom male cowplant that you can buy for money in the pet section. So let's grab him. You can see that they don't have any udders, but now because they don't produce milk, these are not aggressive. They also have slightly bigger horns, so you can do all the same interactions with the male ones. Bruno. It seems to auto select the other colour, so let's make sure we don't recolor him if we don't actually want to. And we can now just talk with Bruno. Additionally to this little set of cowplant mods, there is also a patch that will make it so that the elixir of life doesn't work on ghosts, and the cowplant milk will cure zombieism. The mod that makes cowplant milk dezombify a zombie conflicted with the elixir doesn't work on ghost mod. So there is originally a mashup for those two, as well as an optional version for Midge's zombie overlay mod. But then this takes it a step further and also makes it compatible with this new cowplant mod to apply the cow milk with the curing zombies. So yeah, that all in all adds a lot more gameplay revolving around the cowplants, and I think they're all really cool. We now have some mods and kind of CC bundles revolving around Myshuno, making it more like bingo. So there's this default replacement by Pineapple Forest, which makes it look more like a traditional bingo podium, and also some logic fixes by Epi. So I guess let's have, I honestly don't really know how this works. I guess let's have Cassandra call. And then we can say Mortimer and Alex can play. Hopefully Dalton joins in. So you can see they're already sitting on a dining table, which is part of the fixes mod. Because before they had to be like bang in front of it. The boxes and pens that they use are also default replaced with the set by Pineapple Forest. So yeah, they don't have to be facing the console. They can be sideways of it and still interact with it like they are here. They can actually use dining chairs or booths and the game can proceed or not error out or anything like that. They won't quit unless something is actually pressing. The fun game is lower, and actually see this is a somewhat of an issue to it. It might be that you know, the fun game was a little bit too fast, but the reasoning behind it is that usually in an unmodded game, Sims quit their interaction when the fun bar is full. But personally, I use the more fun mod by Sidon, which prevents that behaviour. So personally, I don't, you know, so I don't know if the game's just over or, yeah, I think the game just actually ended. So yeah, they're more likely to actually complete a game with this mod now, which is great. But personally, I don't really like it when, you know, like trying to cater to that. Oh, well, let's make something less fun because they're going to stop having fun when the fun need is full because I have a mod to prevent that, which I think makes more sense. There's no such thing as too much fun. But yeah, it could be that, you know, it was just unrealistically fun. Elders still do get more fun game from it as they did, but yeah, it's just like on a lower scale for everyone. It might be more realistic for bingo anyway, and make it more likely that a game would finish. But yeah, personally, I don't need to like revolve decisions around the fun need being full, making them stop because I prevent that behaviour. But all the other fixes in this mod are just top notch. So it really improves the way they can sit and interact with it, and just makes the games actually go smoother and actually happen. They won't do the practice interaction anymore, and some animation improvements and things. As well as the default replacement by Pineapple Forest, they also added this set of like custom items, so you can have some, let's see if we can find some, so you can have like some decorative bingo items here. There's also this speaker, which actually was a separate download, but I think is now included in the bingo hall set. It also adds some tables and chairs, including a wall bar table, and if you have more popcorns mod to make those like functional, you know, high tables and high chairs that don't have to be bar stools, that works with that as well. So you could imagine how you could make a really nice bingo hall with this set. So while I don't usually cover CC in this series, obviously this was clearly a kind of project between these two to really overhaul the bingo experience, so it's all part of it. Next, we've got an updated version of the Sim Blender by Gummy, which adds a age option to the teleport menu. Okay, looks like we've got age teleporter downtowny as a separate option, but under the teleport option now, when you summon, that looks like it's automatically enabled now, which is new. You used to have to like enable the summon menu and then go back in, but unless it's just a coincidence, it looks like you don't have to do that anymore. But now there's, instead of just going by family, there's now also an age option, so you can, you know, find the children playables, the child townies, or all children. So it can be easier to find like who you're actually looking for by going by age. Looks like just teens and children, but this could be very useful if you play active scores. You could very easily summon all the children in the hood with this, rather than have to go by family or find the towny ones. They're all here. Let's see what this age teleport downtowny looks like. Oh, nothing. Oh, I don't have downtown, so maybe it's because of that. On the same download, it also adds a new version to Inja's cat, which isn't an item I've really used before, but this also adds, you know, age teleporting options to that item as well. But I'm mostly interested in the Sim Blender one, which can be really helpful. And it's also based on the version by Picamix, which is the one I was using before, so you don't have to worry about like having to choose one functionality over the other. The kind of best, most updated version was by Picamix, and that just builds on that, so you just get it all. Next, we've got two new mods by Medusa. that were on the same mod post, but 2 separate mods. The first one is nice and small, which is you can now give names to stuffed animals. So we can now call a Teddy Barry. I don't know why, but now we can play with Barry instead of just being anonymous, so that's cute. And the next mod is a lot more epic, which is bending Duels. So Medusa has a set of mods revolving around these avatar bending traits. So I've just grabbed the part 1, which is the traits themselves, which is a requirement, but this new mod is actually part 6, which adds bending Duels. So I've made Mortimer the avatar, Don is a waterbender, Cassandra is a firebender, and Alex is an earthbender. So let's say we can now click on another sim and have a bending interaction. So some of them are part of the part 1, which isn't new, as well as all the other parts, 2 to 5 are separate. I'm not covering those because they're not new, but there's various other things you can do with these element bending traits. But yeah, this one you can do because he is the avatar, he's got all the options, but the new one is Jewel. So now it will have a Jewel and the other sims will watch. You can see he's currently wielding fire. He can use anything as the avatar. But Cassandra is using fire because that's all she can do. Oh, she set herself on fire. That didn't go as planned. Oh, and now Mortimer's whipping out the earth bending. It looks like the animations are somewhat similar to the water balloon fight. I'm not sure what skill they're building here. Perhaps it's... Oh, now Mortimer's got the water bending going. So now Mortimer's, I think, water attack got Cassandra there. Yeah, they're gaining body skills here. Oh, 2 in 1. Now Cassandra has really landed a shot there on Mortimer. I don't think it's actually lethal. Oh, there we go. He's whipping out the airbending, and that has knocked Cassandra off her feet. Wow, everyone's coming to the door. This is a problem with all. I always start like on a fresh game and everyone's always coming round. I got the notification twice, but she did actually only gain 1 body skill. Oh, wow, that rock really knocked her out. I don't know if there's like an end to this or they'll just keep going until you say stop. But maybe let's see if we can do a bending duel between Cassandra and Dawn. Oh, Mortimer won the last one. That's cool. So I guess it's just when you stop, whoever's like landed the most hits. So I guess if I stop now, because it's only Cassandra that's had a hit. Yeah, Cassandra would win. Now, if you're into that kind of thing, I think that's a lot of fun. It's well done. While it's specific to the Avatar universe, I don't think you have to kind of like interpret like that. It could be anyone has the fire magic or the water magic. If you have a kind of different spellcasters going on and things like that. Yeah, what a bit of fun. Next, we've got diary writing changes by Nopkey, and that's a couple of little mods to do with diary writing. Firstly, you can now actually cancel it if the sim is still walking towards the bookshelf, and they will actually stop. Rather than them having to get the diary out and write a few lines before then cancelling the interaction, it will cancel right away. It also builds a creativity skill as part of one of the other mods. They won't hide it from, let's get the list up. They won't hide it from babies, toddlers, ghosts, therapists, magical assistant, flying bird, penguin, or a robot or a remote control toy. Again, with the, you know, fun thing, it stops autonomous diary writing if the fun level is high enough that would make the interaction stop immediately. It's not really needed for me with the more fun mod because they would just carry on doing it rather than stopping, but that's part of this as well. The logic tweets is a really good version, which makes it that they can choose to do it autonomously to fulfill the social need, especially when they're shy, rather than just considering the fun need whether to do it autonomously. And also making it so that they can only do it on a residential, fraternity, dorm, or apartment lot, so no community lot diary writing. There's also a part that tweaks the need gain, so they kind of capped of how much like need boost they can actually get from it, which just kind of like nerfs the interaction for it. But I do think the creativity gain is great. I think there was another mod that does that, but Noki is very good at providing the compatibility information and explains, you know, load order or if you can replace that mod with theirs instead and why and things. So yeah, it's quite a good hub of all mods to do with diary writing. Next, we've got some bouncy castles by Jackie93 Sims that even bounce and everything as the Sims jump. So these two are part of the same download. This one's just as it is in terms of colour, but this Spider-Man one can be a Barbie one. Instead, I think personally I would just use this one because I'm not a huge fan of like real world things in The Sims. But yeah, I think they're really well animated. They boost fun, obviously. And it's basically just like they're jumping on the couch interaction. And also, several Sims can use it at once, which is really cool. Next, we've got this kitchen set by Jackie93. So there's a couple of things that are like just custom versions of things. So this is actually a bookcase, which is very cute. I have no idea what this study monthly review is. Is that specific to this object or is it something else? I'm confused. Doesn't seem to be on any of the other bookcase, so it must be to do with this bookcase. So I'll see what happens. Just grab a book. Oh, where's he going? All the way in his sister's room to read that. Okay, I'm not sure what skill he's building there. Oh, it was a cooking skill. So that's a cool extra interruption. I guess that's how you can like study various skills from it. This is a fridge that just is limited to the snacks. So he can just grab a snack for himself out of there. This is a, you know, kid's toy oven as usual. And you can even get a sink to put on it that is functional too. They can actually use the sink that can be placed on it. This little shopping cart is a toy box, which is fun. But this is the like brand new thing, which is a washing machine toy. So they will interact with it like that and build the cleaning skill on it as well. So they just grab it out of one basket, wash it, fold it and put it away in the new basket. And how cool is that? What a sweet little way for kids to gain the cleaning skill. Love it. It also comes with various cute decorative items as well. For our next mod, I have adopted Lulu and dragged her hygiene need all the way down. And now I'm going to go into the miscellaneous plumbing section and grab this new functional item, which is the Bath Time Buddy Pooch Tub by Jackie93. So I can just put that in the garden. And now, hopefully, Lulu will use this on her own to clean herself. No, don't interrupt with Cassandra. Leave her alone. No. Well, I can't seem to get her to use it autonomously, but at least I can direct her to it to take a bath all by herself. And they will roll around in it like that and build their own hygiene need. Only a short burst, so it's only just like a quick fix. But yeah, obviously she's like a new not that well trained dog, so she's more interested in finding things to chew. But yeah, hopefully they should be able to use it autonomously and build their hygiene need by themselves, which I think is really cool. I think that's the most annoying thing about having dogs in this game, how often they need a bath. So that's just a cute little way where they can tend to that themselves. Next is a very nice default replacement for the plate and bowls by Episims, which makes them this nice clean white. This is actually a modification of the replacement I used to use by YSim, but Epi has just improved it, cleaned it up a little bit, so it's slightly better quality, but more like efficient. But they made these along with releasing these control plate textures. So I'm not covering this because it's not a new mod, but if you use the control plate and bowl where you can like choose what color bowl and plates you have per lot, Epi also added some new textures for those, but also released this nice clean white default. Another default replacement we have by Epi is this bigger cage, which is actually by DD, as made it as a custom version, but Epi turned that into a default replacement instead. You know, if you want to have that more modern look and also, you know, a little bit more kinder because, you know, you're giving the birds more room as well. That's a nice option. So you can change the base and the colour separately. Obviously I haven't actually updated the catalogue, but you can easily do that by control right clicking, I believe it is, but now it's control right click and you just click on the icons and they update if you didn't know that. So now you can actually, you know, see what those new options are, and you can have a nice large bird cage. The last one we're going to be taking a look with the goths before moving on to torment another household is this good witch aura default replacement. So I've made Cassandra into a good witch, and now this aura that appears behind it is a much better quality texture. It looks much better, but there's a lot of different options for this. I've gone with the medium, but you can also get really subtle. This is the medium that I chose, and also a stronger version as well. So you can just choose which one suits your preference the best. They're all very nice options. And let's move on to another household. So we're now here with Mr. Don Lothario with ACR install. We're doing his scripted events, and we've got Nina over, and we've got our visitor notification mod in action, and so she is here. Let's greet her. I have you know, kind of like freshly installed ACR. I've not used any of my like usual tweaks, so this could be a little bit more wild than I would usually have, but what we're gonna do stop kissing. Right, I'm going to do a casual woohoo in the hot tub, and obviously when you woohoo through the ACR menu there is a chance of risky pregnancy normally, but usually that only applies if the other sim is selectable. However, we now have got unselectable ACR pregnancies. Is this gonna happen, or are they just gonna chat all day? Can we, you know, move this along, please? Casual woohoo. There we go. So now with this new mod, there is the normal risky woohoo. Chances also apply if the sims aren't selectable, and that can be one of them, neither, it doesn't matter, there's still that same chance for risky woohoo. Obviously it's not a given that Nina's going to get pregnant right now, but we can certainly see. We're going to get that baby chime if she is, I think, or maybe actually not. So it doesn't look like Nina got pregnant this time, but of course there is only, you know, so many chances. I could actually increase those risky odds. It's just like make it so it's like a given just for this example, yeah, now she's got like, it's guaranteed that she would get pregnant. So I'll make her unselectable again. And let's now have them woohoo in the, oh, okay, yeah, casual woohoo in the bed instead. And this time, even though she's not selectable, we've really raised the odds, so she should get pregnant. Yeah, and there we go. There's that jingle. Even though Nina is not selectable, she is pregnant. Obviously, there is a pregnancy while visiting mod, which I have installed, and is kind of like a soft requirement for this mod, but this one makes it apply to the ACR casual risky interactions. I have now sent Don to Tweaky Island, and he is checked into the beach hotel, and I have put this new item by Medusa on the lot, which is a dolphin spawner. And now in the sea, we have a dolphin. How cool is that? And you can interact with them. So the dolphins swim around. How sweet is that? They just have a small chance of showing, well, not so small, but a chance of showing up to on the shore, and you can interact with them. Oh my god. Oh my god, how cute is that? He's petting a dolphin. That is awesome. And the other interaction is... Oh my god, look. Look at him go. No, don't get out, don't get out. Oh, he's like proper getting washed up here. Careful. What happens if we say goodbye? Does that just make him like... Oh yeah, he just despawns like that. How awesome. But it's not just dolphins. Let's get to another lot. I've now sent Dawn to the South End beach, where I've placed a shark spawner. Both objects have the yellow or that kind of rusty wooden or invisible recolors. I am a little bit confused though, because there's a dolphin on the lot, not a shark. So I'm not too sure why that is. Let's maybe say goodbye to the dolphin. Oh, here we go. Oh my god. And now there's a shark. Oh, cool. Wow. Oh, you can drive them away is the interaction to the sharks. So I'm not sure if it's because there was a dolphin on the previous lot, or just that the shark, there can be like a chance of dolphins even with the shark spawner. But let's see this driver. Oh, you can just basically shoo sharks away. I don't know if another one can spawn once you shoo one off. I don't know if they like actually do anything other than that. Okay, one's back. So let's just see what happens if I make Don get in the sea with the shark. It seems safe. It doesn't seem like the shark will actually attack the Sims or anything. You just obviously can't pet the shark. It would be cool if it was dangerous. But I think with these animals, I think if it can tie in with the mermaid mod. So if your sim has a mermaid trait as a mermaid, I think they can do maybe more interactions with these. I'm not completely sure, but this can be just standalone on its own. Makes the animal spawn. Okay, he just went away. So yeah, it seems to be safe to swim in the water with the sharks. I think it would be awesome if it wasn't. But yeah, it really adds some life to the coastline, so love that. So this is like the original mod is based on, but you don't need this. So it was the call a shark or a dolphin interaction for mermaids. So you either need the actual animals included in this or Medusa's own objects, which I used instead. But with this mod, which I assume have the same kind of effects, Sims near a shark will lose comfort over time. So yeah, Don's comfort has gone down. So swimming in the sea with sharks will drop that comfort, which is cool. It could be, you know, a little bit uncomfortable to swim around them, a bit scary. But yeah, so at least that's a little something something. Cool. Whereas being near a dolphin, they'll gain some social. We're now here with the Brokes, and Bo has a smelly diaper because we're looking at the Changing Table Choice Fixes mod by Nopke, and that does several cool logic things to do with the changing table. And firstly, it actually makes the free time and other custom changing tables as a recognizable option rather than just the base game one. So Bo is cutely asking for his diaper to be changed, so Brandy will now do that autonomously. I'm not directed that, and she will actually manage to, you know, navigate to this table. It wasn't in the same room as her, it's the free time one, and that will work correctly. I'm really sorry, Bo, but I'm gonna have to get you to do that again. So now he's done it again, but now what you can also do is when you do the self interaction on the change diaper, yeah, even though I directed on him, she will still go to a changing table to change him if one is reasonably available, rather than just doing it on the spot, even if there's a changing table available on the lot. So that's a good improvement. You don't have to click the change table to specifically change them on the table. It's also got a few other effects. So they will now not try to use an inaccessible change table, so it's like not in a locked room or without a door or in an apartment that doesn't belong to them. It also chooses a change table that's closest to the baby or toddler rather than the sim at the current time, because they've got to go to the baby to pick them up, so it makes more sense to take it closer to where the toddler was. And it does reduce like how far, you know, the table can be, because 30 tiles is quite a lot. There's also an optional conditional distance version, which makes them like willing to go further or not so far, depending on, you know, the personality or the mood and things. And this is the option I just showed you, where even though I directed it on him, they still went to a change table, which is cool. So it really smartens up that whole interaction and makes the free timetables a lot less useless, because let's be fair, they're the much prettier option. Next, we've got this baby bottle controller, which changes the way the bottles can look. So this is the default look, which makes it white. But you can also change the look of the, so it doesn't seem to be updating the one that's on the floor. It might only apply to new ones, but you can see on the controller what they'll look like. So you can have different patterns on them, and you can also change the top color independently as well. So you can get a cute design per lot, depending on what would suit the household the best. And so that's cool, loads of different designs there. Next, we're going to dive into the magic Jackie93 Sims has been up to for the past 2 months. They have released loads of different functional objects, so let's take a look at them. The first one is this buzzer beat thrower. So let's have Dustin play with that. So he will now throw basketballs into the hoop and gain some fun. Be good if this, you know, gained the sports or game hobby. I think sports would be brilliant. I don't think Jackie93 Sims has free time, so I think that's why her items don't tend to have hobby enthusiasm, but it just gives them loads of potential. It's not that hard to add hobby enthusiasm, so I'd probably get around to that eventually. But yeah, that's a cool, fun object. There's also a load more. So we've got this Skeeball machine, so let's get Dustin to play on that instead. And we've also got some stuff for toddlers as well. So let's see if we can get Bo can play in the BallPit. So let's just make Dustin and Bo our test subjects. So he's now gonna throw him. He got a good shot there. And again, it just gains fun. But this, it'd be cool if this maybe, again, gains sports or games. Bo, are you coming? Oh, you can't get down the stairs, can you? Let me fetch you. Come, come, come. So he's now going to climb in BallPit and crash my game, apparently. Let's try that again. It might have just been a fluke. So we're back. Let's try this again. Yeah, it seems to be okay. It must have just been a fluke. Bo's merrily playing away there. I think, again, just against the fun. But I think it'd be cool if it maybe built the body scale as well, you know. Let's now try the wall climbing frame. So Dustin's going to climb up. That does build the body skill, it looks like, which is brilliant. He's just crawling his way up there. It could be that that's as high as it goes, or I wonder if it's dependent on his body skill maybe. So maybe let's increase the body skill and see if that... So he gained a body skill there from it. Let's maybe see if it changes anything if he's got more body skill. No, it doesn't seem like it. He just focuses on this area of it. Now let's try the toddler swing. So Bo can actually do that by himself. God, everyone come to the door again. So he can just get in by himself and swing along. But someone can actually push him as well, I think. Yeah, push him. So again, I think that's just some fun for the toddler. Looks like he's got the, like, yeah, animations of the high chair. Yeah, so actually I don't have the more fun mod, so because I've just max motive, so they won't be needing the toilet and such. He's got out because he's had enough fun. There's also this Carnival Ducks game, so let's get Dustin to play that. So they throw balls at the targets behind the ducks, and again, getting some fun. I think that would be a good one for the games hobby, perhaps even sports. And lastly, for the cool Jackie 93 functional objects, I believe we also have this popcorn machine. So we've got loads of different recipes here. So maybe let's make rainbow popcorn. See what that's like. So they just pour the kernels in, wait for it to pop. It's got the cool sound, and there we go. It's just ready. You can even see that it's rainbow and it's in that cool tub, and they just dig in like they do with the chips. So that's a really fun snack. Let's maybe try the cheddar popcorn. Never heard of that. Let's see what that's like. It's very fast. Quite clear little snack. How cool is that? I really wish they could. Well, while The Sims 4 multitasking went overboard and made them really annoying, I really do wish they could eat and watch TV at the same time, especially snacks, because how cool would it be if they could be watching a movie with the popcorn, but it would just be a little snack here. And then they bin the pop when they're done. Oh, and Brandy's overweight. Ah, brilliant. Now, this is another mod I wanted to show you at some point, but yeah, it was quite difficult to kind of like force the availability of, and that is morning sickness all day. So as you can see, Brandy is running to be sick. It looks like she already has done once and I missed it, bless her. But yeah, so now they will actually can have morning sickness, show those early signs of pregnancy all day long on the first trimester, not just in the morning. So that's really helpful for, like me, if you usually use shorter pregnancies, so I usually go for 2-day pregnancies. It just gives you a better chance that you're actually going to notice in that first trimester, because the morning sickness won't be limited to, I don't know if it is the morning or just like soon after them getting up. I don't know if it's like based on a time thing or like a getting out of bed thing, but either way, it just makes it any time in that first trimester. I've now waited for Brandy to actually get that first baby bump, so she's now in her second trimester, and I'm going to save it here. and move on to another household. I'm now with the Caliente sisters and I've just invited Brandy over. And while we wait, I just want to take a look at this new item actually by Linda Sims. And this is a bit of a disclaimer. I wouldn't overall recommend this artist. Most of her creations are behind a paywall permanently, which is just very like not what we do in the Sims community. Early access, fair enough. I'm hoping to get a few of my mods in early access when I'm on a roll with making some more. That's fine, but like it's just perma paywalled. This is a kind of one-off free item, and also she has been known to share some kind of dodgy files that aren't so good for your game, but this item has already been vetted. It's a completely safe, normal item, perhaps a bit higher poly than it needs to be. But anyway, this is an accessory box that allows you to add nails. So let's add number 1 to Dina and see what that looks like. Oh, a bit of a lag there. Okay, so there's some nice white ones. They do look really good. They are really nice. Let's give... Oh, you can actually see, so that's actually really helpful. You don't have to guess like you do with a lot of other things. You can actually see. So it looks like 7 would be perfect for Nina. And it looks like 10 would be perfect for Dina. So let's give them and have a look. Oops. Yeah, kind of hard to see there, Nina. Let's maybe just make it Nina call somebody just so I can, you know, see those nails. There we go. Yeah, they look brilliant on her, and these look pretty good on Dina too. I actually think I prefer the white on her actually, or we could go for like a nude option, maybe like number 3. Let's have a look at those. Yeah, they look really good. That kind of like matches her kind of like lipstick vibe. So they are really pretty. They aren't the only nail accessory box out there. Platinum Aspiration also has some fabulous ones, but I do think these are a nice additional objects. So take the freebie from Linda Sims while you can, because they are very nice. And the next one I wanted to show you here. So Brandy is here. Hold on to your hats. She actually has the 2nd trimester bump and not the 3rd one. Wow. So this is community lot pregnancy bump fix, but it also applies to when Sims come over and visit Sims. Pregnant Sims will no longer all of a sudden be in their 3rd trimester because they appear on another lot. They will stay in the trimester they're supposed to be in. I did have to double check this because obviously I had Brandy eat all that popcorn and she powered on the power, so it was actually kind of hard to tell. I actually might just make her thin just so we can... Yeah, so that is the 2nd trimester bump. I had to double check, but you can actually... I feel like this is new as well, but on the Sim Blender you can actually like change the bump they have. So if I change, there we go. So that's the 3rd trimester bump. So you can really see the difference there. She came with the 2nd one as she was supposed to, and not the 3rd one. So that just fixes that issue. For the next mod, I was actually gonna like go to Blue Water Village and everything, but I realised that's actually way overkill. It's just a little default replacement for the open and close business sign, and I can grab that out right here. So this is by Grilled Cheese Aspiration, and it just makes it look a little bit nicer. That's what it looks like closed. Let's get one of the girls to... I don't know, yeah, they can't open it because it's not actually a business lot. But yeah. Just a little default replacement I thought was worth mentioning. You can see on the picture quite clearly what it would look like open. So yeah, there you go. While I do usually start these mod reviews with a pretty much empty downloads folder, I do have some graphics mods in, and one of those is the linden trees and a few other tree textures, like beautified birches. But a new mod is actually a new default replacement for the redbud tree that matches the linden trees. So now they're basically a recolor of some of the linden trees, but in the redbud look, which makes them much higher quality than they were. So they're really nice. Now we're in CAS because Lazy Duchess has come out with a new fix that fixes the lag when you click on this step 4. So now it happens instantly, much faster rather than like being a really delayed process. But that's not the only thing we're in CAS for today. We are going to make Bonehilda. So I firstly need an invisible skin, which is part of another mod that's not new. So this requires and is based on the Skelebro mod. So some of the stuff is from that. But Simstralia has come out with this set for Bonehilda, so she can have an outfit for each category and also have an animated jaw. So I'm going to find all the things I need, isn't it? Invisible, yeah, invisible hair, invisible eyes, and invisible eyebrows. So now if we go to our everyday outfits, we now have some Bonehilda outfits. So we can choose from these. I'm going to go for this one for our everyday. This one for her formal. Obviously she can be... There's two different... Which one matches the... Two kind of slightly different shades of the skeleton. I think that looks like more like the one under her clothes. Got a nightie for her. A swimsuit for her. A athletic outfit for her. And a coat for her. So now she's got a complete set. So now I can make her Bonehilda. What would her aspiration be? Oh, maybe I'm just gonna say Pilarade. I don't know. But we want to make her. We definitely want to make her really neat. Let me just empty everything out so I can make sure she's full neat, and then maybe go like middle-ish for the other things. Probably be really serious actually, and quite nice. So yeah, that works, I guess. Maybe that. Okay. And what would Bonehilda be attracted to? Maybe a zombie. Maybe someone in the formal wear. And she probably wouldn't like anyone unemployed because, you know, she can take care of the house while people are away at work. So let's have Bonehilda here. And I guess I'll just call her Bones. Bonehilda Bones. And let's go have her live in the goth house. So now I'll just combine her with the goth house. There she is. So now just part of the like Skelebro mod that it kind of requires, might as well just flesh her out with the trait and sickness immunity. But what I wanted to show you was the talking interaction. So her jaw actually moves. I don't know if it does in the... Yeah. I've changed her into a formal because I was wondering maybe I put the wrong outfit on because I didn't notice it. But it might just be that the conversation wasn't long enough. But yeah, with this mesh, her jaw will actually move when she talks, which is really cool. So that is a cool way to, you know, bring Bonehilda to life as a playable sim with this set by Simstralia. If you'd be more interested in a servo version of Bonehilda, then check out my video on converting the Sims 4 paranormal stuff into the Sims 2. Next we have another turn on replacer mod. Unfortunately I'm not able to show you this in game because it just causes my Sims to error and I can't like just reset them. The error won't start happening unless I full on delete them, and I'm not sure why that is. Like I feel like I've downloaded every single, you know, other mod that's mentioned in the traits, and it still gives me a bad go sub number error. So it's probably me. But for whatever reason, I don't understand what I need to install this mod. So I'll just show you the mod page instead. So this is by Sim Giggle Girl, and it's inspired by EpiSims and P-Forest replacement, which we've already looked at in this series. So this one's just, you know, a different set to Sim Giggle Girl's own taste. So this is what they look like. Some of the icons are like their own mashup, which is cool, and others are from The Sims 4. It looks like pretty much every single turn on trait has been replaced in some way other than facial hair. So we've got inspirational, which is about, you know, having life skills or educational interest. We've got poor, kind-hearted, infamous, pet lover, theatre enthusiast, rich, undead, still the same facial hair, stylish, romantic, talented, timid, mischief, recessive genes. Interesting, okay, or dominant genes. That's a very interesting way of putting it, because as I've spent much time like kind of imagining my own kind of trait mod that might be a long way off but may happen eventually, is I was thinking doing like a dark features and a light features one, but this is an interesting way of grouping it together. We've got Head in the Clouds, Devoted Family, Alien, Child of the Ocean. So I even tried like installing the mermaid trait that I would hope would be optional, but that hasn't worked. It just still errors out, unfortunately. Got Overachiever, Ambitionless, Logical is, you know, is still the same name, but the effects of it have been changed. Sociable, Foodie, Mechanist, Artistic, Active, Neat, Non-committal, a gamer, nature lover, explorer, and mystical fairy tale. So that's a very interesting combination. So if you have a similar taste to Sim Giga Girl, check that option out. It might be the one for you. And next I just want to show you a couple of mods that I didn't really have anything to show in terms of game footage, so we're just going to briefly go over the mod pages. This latest Fire has been on a roll. They're quite a new Toddler account and have released loads of mods these past 2 months. And one is a fixed version of this Midge mod. I don't know if I should really even say the name of, but yeah, obviously it might be a little bit too morbid for some people, but some of us like just that spontaneity, different ways to you know, lose Sims, and this just fixes a part of it so that the odds actually do increase as the older they get. Apparently that wasn't really working in the original, so now it will actually become more likely the older the Sim is. They've also fixed app hack, which makes it so the deposit isn't for any build mode items. So your Sims won't be charged for any build things that aren't gonna, you know, be removed when they move out, because they never got the money back for that. So they just don't have to pay for those built-in fixtures. Another one is Grim Reaper wins more, so that just lowers the odds of success when pleading for a loved one, basically cutting it in half. Yeah, if you don't like, if you want that to be a really rare occurrence, then this might be for you. Another one is by, I never know how to say it, Loedges, I think, Sanctorium, free on their Patreon. It's a fix for the bed bug. When things get reset, the beds often kind of lose the texture and you have to like go on the recolor tool. You don't even have to recolor them, you just have to open the recolor tool and they fix themselves. But this prevents that happening, so you won't have like random textures on your beds or blue flashing because things have been reset, which is brilliant. And lastly, we've got fewer visitors on community lots by Epi, which does as it said, will make less Sims spawn on community lots. I mod the opposite of this, but I imagine if you've got a really small town vibe, this might be right for you. Especially if you're like just starting a Bella Cities challenge and there isn't many Sims, it might, you know, be more realistic that less Sims come on. Or if you've got like a really not a very good computer at all, this can help reduce the strain. And Epi kindly tagged me in this mod to make it known that it is actually compatible and recommended with my mod that makes Sims only like spawning after you're already arrived. So that was very nice to have recommended. So that is everything I have for you this time. I'm pretty sure I will see you at the end of Q3, so that would be just after September for the next part. But obviously I will continuously keep an eye on the mods that are coming out, and if it seems like it would get out of hand and far too many to wait till that point and put all into one video, I will consider doing more sooner installment. But for now I think the quarterly schedule works well for me. It means I can get the odd video out in between this series. Do hope to add some other tutorials and things like that. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself that none of these mods this time are by me, because I have been working on 2 ongoing projects, and I think I'm gonna release some work in progress previews on my Patreon. So if you enjoyed this video or are interested in seeing what mods I'm working on and having early access to those, consider becoming a Patreon. I will try to get some more Sims 2 videos out soon before the next part of this, but lately I have been really obsessed and my time has been consumed by playing Civilization 6 with my partner. I'm really into that, and I'm thinking of actually doing a one-off video about the mods I use for that game, which obviously is different to this channel, but I don't want to feel like I can only ever do Sims 2 content, so please let me know if you'd be even a little bit interested in that. It would really mean a lot. But that's all for now, guys. Just remember that you can find all the information covered and the links to the mods in written form on a post on my website, so find the link to that in the description, as well as all the links to my socials and things. Join my Discord to stay in touch. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.